Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here I'll be doing a demonstration on how to replace and preload the front wheel bearing on a Ford Ranger two-wheel drive. Don't forget to check out my website at www.4DIYERS.com or click on the link in the description below. Be sure to check out my other social media pages such as Google+, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you haven't seen my previous video on the brake replacement, be sure to check it out as it demonstrates how to remove the caliper and carrier if you're unsure how that is done. First, remove the grease cap using interlocking pliers. Grab onto the outside gently, not to damage the cap, and slowly wiggle it out of its location. If you are having a hard time, sometimes you may need to feed a standard screwdriver along the side. If your grease cap is damaged, new replacement caps can be purchased from the dealer, local auto parts stores, or online. Next, remove the cotter pin which holds the nut in place. It appears someone else has been here before. This is a good example as to why you should use a new cotter pin. This cotter pin was broken and someone reinstalled it. Bend the cotter pin straight and then remove it from its location. After bending it a couple times, these can become brittle and are prone to break. Remove the metal retaining cap. Finally, remove the 24mm nut holding on the hub assembly into place. Pull the rotor back until the flat washer is flush with the spindle shaft. Then push it back. This will allow us to easily remove the washer and outer bearing. If you are reusing the wheel bearing, this will prevent it from falling on the ground. Now remove the rotor and hub assembly. New wheel bearings, seals, and rotor assemblies will be installed on this truck, but some parts can be reused if you wish, depending on what type of repairs or maintenance you are doing. The new wheel bearings will come with outer races, which are not needed, as the rotor does already have those pre-installed from factory. Grease the bearing accordingly using the wheel bearing compatible grease. Take a glob of grease and place it in the palm of your hand. I would recommend wearing gloves during this procedure as it does make for easy cleanup afterwards. Here I have nitrile rubber gloves which are made by Permatex. They are particularly great for people who are sensitive to latex as they are made of 100% synthetic rubber instead. They feature a thicker layer which is very durable and does not contain any powder and are chemical resistant. Push the grease through the bearing, removing any empty spaces and pockets. Once satisfied, place the inner bearing in its location, and then apply some more grease against the bearing and around the edge of the seal. Place the seal in its location and gently tap it into place using a hammer on the elevated side. Pack the outer wheel bearing with grease as well. Just as an extra example, I will remove the old seal so you're able to gain access to the inner wheel bearing. Use a specialty tool for removing these, but it isn't needed. You can also use a flat pry bar or standard screwdriver to pry it from the outside, such as this. Moving back to the spindle, remove the old grease using some paper towel. Use a degreaser to remove any residue. Using a wire brush, clean the sealing surface at the end of the spindle shaft. Remove any loose debris which can contaminate the bearing assembly. Give the spindle shaft a final wipe down and install the assembly. Rotate the rotor to help seat the seal, then install the outer bearing, washer, and nut. Rotate the hub which will help seat the bearing while tightening the nut to 17 to 25 foot-pounds. If you are using an inch-pound torque wrench, such as me, it will be 204 to 300 inch-pounds. Simply multiply the foot-pounds by 12. Now back the nut off half a turn. Retorque the nut to 18 to 20 inch-pounds. Make sure there is no play and install the metal retaining cap and orient the cap in such a way so the holes line up for the cotter pin. Install the new cotter pin and bend over the ends. Reinstall the grease cap. Sometimes you can use the handle just to tap it into place, and this will reduce the risk of damaging the cap, or carefully use the hammer to tap it into place. This concludes the rest of my tutorial video. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them below. Also, please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thank you for watching.